Hello everybody, welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel, where it is time for round 2 of the Super 6. Now, both of us have had a mixed week, it has to be said. I'm joined by Nick Denning. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good. A lot better than my Super 6 results were on the weekend. So we both went completely different, but I didn't even score 1 point. So bad week.
It wasn't the best week, but you can obviously forgive that because obviously it was your birthday weekend. How was your birthday?
Yeah, it was good, thanks, mate. A lot of drinks, and then did like a podcast about United family, and then I went to Bath yesterday, the old Roman city, and we went for dinner somewhere really nice, like with like a friend I haven't seen since the beginning of the pandemic. So that was really nice. Thank you. How was your weekend? Good.
Yeah, not too bad. It's been quite a weekend actually. Obviously football related, but obviously we will come to Leeds United because they are in one of the games. So our games this weekend, there's one in the Premier League and then there are 5 in the Championship again. So the only Premier League game in Super 6 this week is Leeds United against Fulham. So that is a clash of 2 teams who were in the Championship last season. So that'll be very interesting. Then we've got 5 games in the Championship. Middlesbrough against Bournemouth, Sheffield Wednesday against Watford, Norwich City against Preston North End, Brentford against Huddersfield Town, and Swansea City against Birmingham City. So the first game to preview and predict is Leeds United against Fulham. Now, obviously I watched Liverpool Leeds the other night and I was very impressed with Leeds United. I have to say they had a game plan from the start go, and that was to attack Liverpool, and they did really, really well. How would you compare the 2 teams' performances from the weekend, Nick?
I thought Leeds were fantastic, to be honest. It really is. And if they go with that game plan all season, then I think they'll stay up. They're a big squad. Fulham, who did Fulham play again?
Arsenal.
Arsenal. Fulham started off really well in that game, actually. But Arsenal were fantastic. They looked good. I thought their new signing Gabriel, and I thought Willian. I've always said Willian is a class player. He was always good for Chelsea, so they got a good player there. But they both Arsenal are a good side, aren't they? Liverpool, they're so explosive up front, aren't they? They look weak at the back.
Yeah.
Have his greatest game, did he?
No.
Leeds were fantastic. So this will be a good game, but I think it'll be a bit more cagey than the Liverpool game for Leeds. So that's why I've actually gone for. But I've gone for 2-0 Leeds. I think 2 at home, first game back in the Premier League after all this time. I think Leeds will get a 2-0 win here, and it'll really kickstart their season.
And believe it or not, I've gone exactly the same. I just think Fulham without Mitrovic are not a threat. Fulham with Mitrovic are a threat. So I think Mitrovic will play in this game. But the way the Leeds played at the weekend, I just think with Fulham's leaky defence at the moment, I think Leeds will win that 2-0. So I'm going the same as you. So 2-0 for this game. Honestly, remember, guys, obviously, if you want to play, it is free to play. 18 and over, and obviously you've got a golden goal to predict as well. And I never get the golden goal, but you might as well try. So we've got the first of the Championship games. That is Middlesbrough against Bournemouth. Now Middlesbrough are coming off the back of a 1-0 defeat to Watford. Bournemouth were involved in a bit of a classic, a 3-2 win over Blackburn. How do you see this one going?
Well, I actually thought Bournemouth were going to lose on Saturday because they, I always say, first step back into the Championship and they lost some good players. But it was a good result against a good Blackburn team. I'm going to go, but Middlesbrough lost 1-0. I think they're going to lose 1-0 again. So I've gone for 1-0 Bournemouth in this game. I think
Interesting. I've actually gone for a draw in this one. I've gone for a 1-1. Bournemouth's away form wasn't the best last season. And they might take a bit of time to obviously get used to this, but Middlesbrough, they were unlucky, I would say, against Watford. They were unlucky not to get anything out of the game, but I think they are gonna have to pick up points very, very soon. I think, and I reckon they'll get something here. I reckon they'll get something from Bournemouth. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. This is a really interesting one. Both of these sides were on the back of wins in the first match week. Watford obviously winning 1-0 against Middlesbrough. Sheffield Wednesday, surprisingly, with obviously a minus 12 points deduction, went to Cardiff City and won by 2-0. It is at Hillsborough. Now, we all know about Watford's away form last season in the Premier League. How do you see this one going?
I think Watford are a good side, and I think they'll be up thereabouts, at the end of the season. I don't know. It was a hard one actually, this game, but I've just took a stab in the dark. I think Watford will win it, but I'm just going for. I'm going to go 2-0 win for Watford. I think.
Interesting. Well, I've gone slightly different again to you, and I've gone for a Sheffield Wednesday home win. I've gone for a 2-1 Sheffield Wednesday. I've just got a feeling the way the Sheffield Wednesday played against Cardiff, that attacking flair, obviously, Windass and, Garner, I thought they were absolutely fantastic there. So I'm actually going to go for a Wednesday win. That might be a bit of a surprise to people, but, if they can get wins very early on, then we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Sheffield Wednesday. I think I was very impressed with them at Cardiff, so I think they'll continue that. And then Alex Neil goes to his former club, Norwich, at the weekend. He takes his Preston North End side to Norwich City. Obviously, Norwich City were on the end of a 1-0 win over Huddersfield, and Preston North End lost 1-0 to Swansea. Now, Norwich City, they've kept bulk of their squad from their Premier League days. How do you see this one going?
Well, I think Norwich at home are not too bad. I think I would have gone, if Norwich at home to win, I think if it was at Preston, I would have gone for Preston to win. But it's funny how they both 1-0 and lost 1-0, because I'm actually going for 1-0 again, but to Norwich this time. I think Norwich will get another 1-0 win in this game, I think.
I've gone 2-0 Norwich. I just think Norwich, with that firepower, obviously Pukki, Cantwell, obviously Bendia didn't play at the weekend, so you probably could question that he could go. Obviously, they've got the new boy Adam Ida as well, the Irishman. He looks pretty good as well. Obviously, scored the winning goal as well for Norwich at the weekend. So, yeah, I just think Norwich will be too strong for Preston. And, I'm going for a 2-0 win to Norwich City. Now, two teams who were on the end of 1-0 defeats. Brentford losing surprisingly away to Birmingham City, and Huddersfield losing to Norwich City. Let's talk about Brentford. Do you think they're on a bit of a hangover from the playoff final?
Well, they were just fantastic, weren't they, since the restart? And, there was always the dream of, they wanted to win this to get into, play, start their new chapter in the Premier League in their brand new stadium. But maybe, I think it was a surprising result. I had them down to win on at the weekend. But, I don't know, we'll see. It'll be able to judge in a couple of games whether they're hungover. But I was saying with the result here, I said because it's their first proper game in their new stadium. I know sometimes you struggle, don't you, when you go to new grounds, but there's going to be no fans there anyway. But I'm going to give them give them the benefit of the doubt. It's their new stadium. They're going to want to win. So I've gone for a 2-1 win to Brentford.
2-1. I've actually gone for a 1-0. I think Huddersfield are really compact at the back. They're very, very tricky to beat. But I just think with Brentford, as you say, new home, etc., I do expect them to win. However, obviously, there is talk, David Raya maybe going to Arsenal, which is a bit of a surprise. Obviously, a substitute goalkeeper to Bernd Leno. And apparently Ben Rama is interested in Crystal Palace as well. Would those two be good in the Premier League?
I'm not going to write anyone off because, when Prescott, they do well, don't they? Like Callum Wilson was always a great player in the Championship, wasn't he? And then he brought that forward into the Premier League. So everyone gets a chance. Maybe they might do it. They might struggle. I don't know. But we'll give them a chance. I think they'll be all right. I think they'll do a job.
Yeah. Brentford lose Ben Rama, then I can see them. Brentford are very good at getting. Obviously, they got 33 million for Ollie Watkins. I think it's absolutely fantastic signing for Aston Villa. And I think they'll get a big money move for Ben Rama as well. So they do very well in the transfer window. Yeah,
the teams need the money, especially the lower teams, especially with what they're losing now with COVID, because you don't necessarily get as much you don't get as much TV revenue, do you, in the Championship as as what you do in the Premier League. So it's a shame, really. A lot of Championship teams are getting cherry picks like this, aren't they? Like they might have not, have to sell their players, but what they got for Thingy to Villa, he scored against us as well. They've got a good player there, and I think he'll be a great signing for Villa.
Yeah, I agree. I think he will be a good signing for Villa, and if Benrahma does go, then as we say, we expect Brentford to get a good money offer for him. The final game this weekend in Super 6 is Swansea City against Birmingham City. Now, both of these sides were on the back of wins. Swansea beating Preston by 1-0. Morgan Gibbs-White on loan from Wolves got the winning goal, and Birmingham City surprisingly beat Brentford by 1-0. Now it is at the Liberty Stadium. So how do you see this one going?
It's a hard place to go, the Liberty Stadium, to go all the way down to Wales and that. I think they're going to miss not having fans down. I've been down to watch United down at Swansea, and it's quite intimidating, really. Like, when you go for go for a drink, and that, as soon as you open your mouth, if you don't speak Welsh, they know you don't. You're there to be opposed. But Birmingham, they always let me down on my accumulators all the time, so I'm going to go for 2-0 win to Swansea.
And that's exactly what I've said as well. I've gone for a 2-0 win to Swansea. As you say, Birmingham City, they're hot and cold. You don't know what you're going to get with them. Swansea are a bit like that as well, but I just think the Swansea have got the firepower that Birmingham City haven't. But Birmingham City beating Brentford. Birmingham City are expected to struggle this season. Are you a bit surprised by that?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I haven't really followed. Have they invested much? Probably
not really. They did sign Neil Etheridge from Cardiff City, which I think is a very good signing. Good goalkeeper.
There's some great sides in the Championship. You can see why it's so hard to get out of, so competitive. Teams with like Watford and Derby. I don't even know they lost. Like anyone could beat anyone.
Yeah.
So they're probably not one of the better sides. I wouldn't have them up there, but maybe expect to struggle. I don't think they'll go down, but I think they'll just stay. I think they'll be bottom half of the table. But it's hard, the Championship, and it's even harder now because teams haven't been able to invest properly because of the COVID. But yeah, it's hard. We're going to struggle with Super 6 with Championship games all the time because they are the hardest to actually predict, and we seen that at the weekend that just went. Can we just say that Wolves just beaten Sheffield United 2-0? Now, United wonder if Sheffield United have a hangover from the last season. But Wolves are a good side, so.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. If you had to predict the golden goal, what minute would you predict?
I always go below 10 minutes because there's always generally is a goal in the thing. So I've gone for 9 minutes.
I've gone for the 8th minute. So we'll see. We'll see which one.
Together, aren't we? We were completely different on our predictions on Saturday, but this, we've got 2 exactly the same scores, haven't we? And a couple of clubs. I think there'll be a couple of points picked up for both of us this week.
I hope so. So just obviously go over my predictions again. I've gone for Leeds 2, Fulham 0, Middlesbrough 1, Bournemouth 1, Sheffield Wednesday 2, Watford 1. Norwich City 2, Preston North End 0, Brentford 1, Huddersfield Town 0, and Swansea 2, Birmingham City 0. What have you gone for, Nick?
I've gone for Leeds to beat Fulham 2-0, Bournemouth to beat Middlesbrough 1-0, Watford to win 2-0 against Sheffield Wednesday, Norwich to beat Preston 1-0, Brentford to win because it's their first proper game in their new stadium 2-1 against Huddersfield, but I think that'll be a good game, to be honest, and Swansea to beat Birmingham 2-0. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to this. It's so good to have football back on. It sounds like we've missed a good game with the Wolves game. I think this could be a cracker tonight as well. See how good Chelsea's new side. See how much, if they are a threat to the top half of the table, whether they gel. But they've got 2 really good players in that team tonight, and Kai Havertz and Werner.
Absolutely. Well, Nick, absolute pleasure to do this again with you. And guys, obviously get involved. Basically, it's not £1 million up for grabs this time. It's £250,000, but still a lovely sum of money if you can win it. I'm sure everyone else has got other opinions as well, so you don't have to listen to me, you don't have to listen to Nick, but we'll we'll see what happens. But yeah, hopefully you get off the mark, because 0 points wasn't very good for you last week. But I'm not going to remind you of that.
Amy, exactly the same as well. And Amy generally, she actually in my family Super Six last year, she won it by quite a bit. She was very good actually.
Nice.
But it's just one of those weeks. It was a bookies weekend this weekend for results, because I didn't know many people that won many good bets really. Like, and there was. It's the hardest thing when the season first starts, because you don't see which teams settle and which teams have got the hangover. They're Brentford. Are they going to have you don't have, like, look at Everton, a great result. They could go on a run. You wouldn't expect Sheffield United to start as well as they did last season. So it's a fun part, all these football games on, and to see how these teams start off. So.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, guys, obviously, like we say, get involved. £250,000 to play, and 18 and over, and obviously gamble responsibly. But thank you very much for watching. If you do like this content, and please hit the subscribe button, smash the like on this video as well, and I'll leave Nick's Twitter in the description below. And yeah. Good luck, guys. See what happens in round 2. We'll see. We'll go over our results again next week. But thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye bye for now.